some of us are in shows that are quite lengthy. You might be in an opera that's 3 to 4 hours long or even longer, and you need to have endurance for the entire show.
So the goal of tonight's workout is, shocker, endurance. We're going to talk about muscular endurance and how it affects the way that you utilize air as you sing. Every time you change pitch, your body develops an appropriate level of tension or not. And as the performance goes along, if you start to get fatigued, you start to make errors and you lose movement options. And so this workout is going to teach you to develop appropriate tension, also get you sore, and develop those muscles for stage. All right, folks, so we're going to start out with an upper body circuit. I've got my trusty coach, Steph, behind the scenes here. She's going to time me. We've got 30 seconds of work followed by 10 seconds of rest between each activity here. So just follow along with me and we're going to have a great time. Now, the one thing, I'm going to give you a couple modifications. Our first movement is a lateral push-up. So I'm walking to the side like this. Okay, if you don't have a push-up or you can't maintain proper form, we can do it from the knees. Okay, or you can do it with your hands on the ground without kind of doing a push-up. We've got a side plank pulse, okay, like this, and this can either be done with the legs straight or the knees bent, which is a little bit easier. Then we're going to do a crab crawl. And with the crab crawl, I can either crawl or I can stay in place and march, or even just do things where I come up and down, okay? So just choose the appropriate level of difficulty for you, and we're gonna have some fun. All right, and the goal for this circuit is to keep going at a moderate pace, okay? So we're not trying to do this and burn out about halfway through. I want a slow, moderate pace and just kind of match what I do. All right, so here we go. You ready, Coach Steph? Ready, and let's go. All right, just again, notice that as I'm doing this, I'm just moving at a slow or kind of a moderate controlled pace. Ideally, you're breathing through your nose. You're able to maintain this at a relatively rhythmic pace. About 10 seconds left. And rest. All right, we're gonna take about 10 seconds off. We're going to go to our side plank pulse. Again, I'm gonna try to go into beast mode, so I'm gonna straighten my legs out. Here we go, ready and go. Okay, so again, with this one, I'm not coming up fast or down slow. I'm just kind of doing them both at a real slow, controlled pace. I can think about breathing in as I go up, exhaling as I go down, or just try to survive while I'm doing it. So again, we got about 15 seconds here. Keep moving. Just focusing on slow and controlled movement. 5 seconds, and rest. All right, so rather than just moving to the other side, I'm gonna do my crab crawl and then move to my other side plank. So here I go. Again, just slow and controlled movements here. Just walking forward and back so I stay in frame. Ideally, I'm walking forward about maybe 4 to 5 steps. I'm walking back about 4 to 5 steps. Just very, very small choppy steps. Weight stays sort of on the inside of my hand as I'm walking. And I can just sort of perform this. About maybe halfway through, I can stop and control. And we're going to go to our next activity here. So I'm gonna straighten my legs out or bend my legs, depending upon what you're able to do. And here we go. So I'm gonna come up and down at a moderate pace. And for an additional level of challenge, talk during all of these exercises, because this makes it harder to breathe. So we're moving, again, this slow and controlled pace, trying to demonstrate my level of fitness to you without hyperventilating during talking. We've got about 10 to 15 seconds left. And we're gonna give it a rest here. All right, guys, so we've got one more round to go. We're gonna go back to our push-up in about 5 seconds, okay? So again, second set usually is what we call the money set, meaning this is when, the first set we kind of warmed up, maybe a little bit easier level of difficulty. Second set, maybe make it a little harder. So if you were on your knees for the first one, maybe come onto your knees off the ground for the second one. But again, the goal is to not move maximally here, do as much as I can, It's about to do it with control, which is really important. And we rest. All right. So we're going back to our side plank. Again, straightening your legs out. If you were good with your knees bent last time, let's go straight leg. And let's go. So again, and the way that I know that I'm doing this right is that for me, actually, I can maintain this level of talking. It doesn't come so hard to the point where, I have to pant like that. At the same time, I can continue to move at this relatively controlled pace. It's a really big deal. We've got about 5 seconds here. And rest. Okay, 2 more exercises to go here, guys. And again, just remember the difficulty levels here. We had the thrust, the march, and then we have the hardest level of difficulty, which I'm gonna do, which is the walk. This exercise is a great tricep developer. It's also awesome for chest wall expansion and just overall development of the arms, okay? So if you're looking for something easy that you can do anywhere, the crab crawl really is my go-to move, and especially when I'm trying to punish people, which is sometimes the goal, other times, like today, it's just for muscular development, all right? So our last exercise is our side plank, all right? So on the other side. So here we go, okay? And again, just slow and controlled. Just working on this slow and controlled pace. Just moving without sort of the jerky up and coming down. Think about breathing in as I come up, exhaling as I come down. Trying to tell my body to stay relatively relaxed. And rest. All right, guys, great job. If you want a couple more rounds, typically I say, do this anywhere from 2 to 4 rounds. So, you can just rewind the video and do 2 more if you'd like to torture yourself, all right? So I will see you in the next circuit. All right, gang, welcome to our lower body circuit. So just like our upper body circuit, we're gonna have 4 exercises for 30 seconds of work, followed by 10 seconds of rest. For this circuit, we're going to need a yoga block and a very high-tech sock that I'm gonna put around my foot for the sliding deadlifts. All right, and so what we've got is for this circuit is a heel elevated squat where I'm reaching with this yoga block, and I'm just kind of sort of moving in a very controlled, sort of moderate pace where I'm never stopping in between. It's very unjerky, it's very smooth, I guess you could say. The next movement is going to be just a lateral frog hop. So again, just continuing to move, again, continuing to be fluid. Last but not least, I'm gonna take the sock, I'm gonna put it on my back leg. That's gonna allow me to sort of smoothly slide across the ground here. Particularly good for a wooden or a stone or a tile floor. If you don't have that, you can always float your back heel off the ground as well and then come back up. Either of those will work. All right, so here we go. We've got 30 seconds of work. We're gonna start with our squat. Let's begin in 3, 2, 1, and we begin. So again, just slow and controlled pace. In terms of breathing, I can think about breathing in as I go down, exhaling as I come up. And again, this is not about the number of reps that I do, it's about just being smooth. So you could even slow it down even more, but that will burn even more. So choose your poison here. We've got 3, 2, 1, and relax. All right, so our next movement is going to be a lateral frog hop. So with the lateral frog hop, I'm holding my hands or my weight here, my block, and I'm just hopping from side to side here. Again, I'm trying to keep my feet pointed as forward as possible. They're gonna turn out a little bit, and that's okay. But again, the key here is that I'm feeling my inner thigh muscles, but I wanna do this at a pace that allows me to develop endurance there versus having to burn out. So I'm going to move, again, as slowly as I need to make that happen. I've got 4 seconds, 3 seconds, 2 seconds, and relax. All right, we're gonna move to our slider RDL. With this one, you have a stone floor, put this on the ground. Sock is gonna help you slide. I've got some turf, so I'm gonna float my heel here. So with this, I'm just gonna go slowly and come back up. And again, never really stopping at the top and the bottom. Just continuing to move. You can think about in this one, keeping the weight on the inside of my foot. Just focusing on breathing in as I go down, exhaling as I come up. We've got 4, 3, 2, 1. One more and relax. All right, good news. We get to do the other side. And again, I've got my sock on my front foot here because I'm just gonna flip my heels. So just gonna breathe in as I go down, exhale as I come up. Just thinking about working my hamstring, keeping a slight bend in my knee as I do this, and just continuing to move. Just get in the spirit of making my legs burn. We've got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's just do one more rep. Beautiful, guys. Good news, we get to go back to the squat. I'm super excited. We're gonna begin in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. And again, just try to work that really good control. Kind of focusing on the spot in front of you. And if anything, just imagine even counting down for 3 and up for 3. Or just counting your breathing down, 1, 2, 3, up, 1, 2, 3. Sometimes I'll even use a metronome to help keep you in pace. The goal is just to keep moving. And rest. All right. So going back to our lateral frog hops here. Time is flying by. Legs are feeling it a little bit, but that's a good thing. Here we go. All right. So again, we can even, hop maybe 2 steps in each direction, get a little bit of variety, but just maintaining that constant movement, not stopping. Feeling that burn begin. We've got about 10 seconds or 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. And our last pair here, we're going back to our single leg deadlift. You'll probably feel some inner thigh stuff here. And in a similar way, in order to keep my weight on the inside of my foot, this time I'm gonna take my weight, I'm gonna just kind of reach with the opposite arm. For me, that helps a little bit. You'll feel your muscles a little bit differently here. And again, just working on that slow, consistent pace. And keep your weight in the middle of your foot. Just do one more and rest. We're just gonna hit this other side real quick. Okay, so if your muscles are starting to burn like mine, congratulations, that's a good thing. Let's finish strong here. Again, keep the weight on the inside of the foot. Not jerking at all. Moving at this consistent pace. Trying to maybe focus on one spot in front of you. Keep your breathing consistent as well. We've got 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Let's do one more. And rest. Great job, everybody. Again, that was 2 rounds. I recommend anywhere from 2 to 4. If you're using weights, maybe 3 rounds or 2 rounds. If you're not using weights, you're just doing body weight, maybe a few more rounds, 4 to 5 rounds. Okay, so great job. Again, feel free to rewind the tape, torture yourself a little bit more. Until next time, it's Coach Chris signing off.